I appreciate your taking the time to listen to this. I am GW. Please subscribe to help support these efforts. This work exists to offer quiet, steady reflections for people learning to trust the long game of faith. Remember, faith is a long game. You have to stick with it. So, here's an interesting thought. There's a subtle mistake we make in faith. We treat grace like a safety net instead of a calling. We think it's there to catch us, but not to send us. But grace was never meant to sit still. It continually moves. Grace received becomes grace extended. In that sense, grace is the mission. In the life and teachings of Jesus Christ, people never encounter grace and remain unchanged. The forgiven become forgivers. The restored becomes restorers. The loved becomes those who love others. Often, it's inconvenient, undeserved. That's the pattern. Grace doesn't end with you. It flows through you. This reframes purpose. Instead of asking, what is my mission? The better question becomes, what have I been given grace? Where have I been given grace? Because whatever you've received, whether it be patience, mercy, forgiveness, well, that's exactly what you're now positioned and able to give. Here's the problem. We falter and we fail. We all start with good intentions. Then we lose our consistency. We give grace, but then we pull it back. We try to live it out, but fall short in real frustrating ways. And if the mission depends on our steadiness, then it won't last long. That's why this truth matters. God meets us when we falter. Throughout the Bible, God doesn't wait for people to get it right before he shows up. He meets them in the time that they're failing, not after they've recovered, but while they're still off course. That means faltering or failing is not the end of the mission. It's part of the formation. If grace only applied when you were doing it well, then it wouldn't be grace. And if your mission required perfection, it would collapse quickly. But instead, your weakness becomes the very place where grace deepens and where it becomes more real to give. And that's why faith is a long game. It's not built on constant progress. It's built on steady returns. You receive grace. You try to live it. You fall short. You met again. Over time, you don't stop faltering. You do learn to trust the one who meets you there. And that changes how you keep going in the end. So don't wait until you're more consistent. Give what you've been given. Expect to falter and trust that every time you do, you'll be met again. Grace given is the mission. God meets us when we falter. And because of both, faith is a long game. Thanks for joining me today. This work exists to offer quiet, steady reflections for people learning to trust the long game of faith. I am GW. Please subscribe or follow to help support these efforts.